Plaintiff Matthew Papagni met the defendant when he moved to California and claims the defendant was a big flirt, despite the fact that he had a girlfriend. Matthew's suing because he sold the defendant a motorcycle and he's failed to pay it off. Defendant Eric Iannello says he and Matthew had a lot in common, including their love of tattoos, motorcycles, and women. Eric claims he once got a call from Matthew's girlfriend saying she found a pair of women's underwear, and Matthew claimed they belonged to him. Eric denies owing Matthew for the motorcycle.
Start with you.
This all started in February, where I moved to Pasadena, California. I had moved out with my girlfriend at the time. That is where I met Eric. We worked together. Me and Eric became friends pretty quickly. We had a lot of similarities. We were both into motorcycles, both rode, we both loved tattoos. We both lived in New York at one point, so it was easy for us to click and become friends. He was a very charming kind of guy. He used his charm to get his way, and he helped me to meet a lot of people, really. I was new in town, so it was nice to have someone on my side that
Is this the only reason you all fell out, this motorcycle issue?
We were okay for everything.
Let me hear from you, sir.
All right, so well, as you stated before, we were good friends. We quickly, got fond of each other. Both loved tattoos, motorcycles, and of course, women. I took him out one night for his going away birthday party. We went and got wasted. We did the guys' night. We went out to go bar hopping. We went out and played pool. Basically introduced him to everybody that he knew then. And of course, I got him strippers. What's a birthday party without him? Everything was going great up until the moment where this girl came in and he froze like a deer in the headlights. It was like just a sudden stutter. And I got a little curious, found out that was his side chick. Real eye catcher. Started to get a little understanding about who Matthew was, But of course, I kind of blew past that. We were both, heavily under the influence. But, another story arose where his girlfriend, when he actually moved back to New York after living in California, he was getting his stuff shipped back out. And, of course, his girlfriend calls me explaining that she found a pair of panties that weren't hers. I called him up. I was kind of a little curious about this, but nonetheless, he tried to claim that they were his.
They did not. Get out of here.
I don't suit him for
good excuse as any, right? What did you say? Did that happen?
Well, she found panties. She did. They were not mine.
What did you tell her?
That they were someone's.
Oh, she quit you. He doesn't have her anymore.
That side chick, yeah.
No, she stopped trusting me at that point. Well, before that point. There were issues with me and my girlfriend at the time. He was a good friend of ours and, was always there for her and for me with both of our issues. He was a big flirt as well, and he had a beautiful girlfriend himself. Everywhere we went, he'd flirt with every girl. It told me a lot of stories.
Cross that line.
Yeah, well, he told me.
Early 20s, girl here, girl there, girl everywhere. Just dating and going out with him, nothing other than that, Doyle.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me why you're suing him for the motorcycle.
I'm suing him for the motorcycle. I sold it to him for $3,800. He has agreed to pay
When?
me. This was in November 15th. He agreed to pay me $200 a week every Monday until it was paid off. He's paid me $650 since November.
Sir?
Well, I don't believe I owe him anything. He sold me basically a lemon. I explained to him when I initially bought it, that I can upkeep the payments, which was my good intention to do so. I fell under financial hardship, and I explained it to him over time.
When did you tell him that?
Actually, it was not even a month afterwards. So my initial payments were to the date, good payments.
What changed in that 1 month, sir?
I moved out of my parents' house and into my own apartment, and I had...
Didn't you calculate the amount you owed him before doing that?
No, sir.
You didn't calculate. Before I move, let me add that as part of my budget. Good enough. Go ahead.
Nonetheless, after reaching out to him a couple times and even offering to give him back the bike, that I couldn't keep up with the payments, I offered to give it back to him. And then, of course, shortly after that, it started to become a little bit more of a faulty bike, got to become dangerous.
I'm sure. When he wouldn't take it back and you couldn't pay for it, of course everything went wrong.
Nonetheless, I haven't been able to ride it since...
when?
December.
So it stopped in December.
That's correct. I offered
1 month after you purchased it.
That's correct.
In the same month that you came to him and said, I can't pay for it anymore.
That's correct.
How far apart? Week? Day?
Let's say roughly about 3 weeks.
Okay, so you say, take it back. He says, no. 3 weeks later, it doesn't work. So I don't owe you. Exactly what stopped working?
The ignition did not work.
And you didn't go and have it checked out?
I tried to, but I had obligations with other bills.
Sir, what do you say to this?
Yeah, first of all, Honor, Eric is a liar. The strippers thing that he brought up, that never actually happened. So we went out, he promised me strippers. They never came. We went to a different bar.
Sir, let's get to this 3,000 you're trying to
Well,
get.
also, when it came, just saying. But
You can buy all the strippers you want if you win. If we continue with this case and you win, prove your case. You get your own strippers. Go ahead.
when it comes
Why you
to the
lost your
motorcycle,
woman anyway? Strippers putting panties all over your head or whatever, wherever they put them. You lost your woman after she found them. You didn't even know what to say. She said they were his girlfriends or something. You don't even know how to cheat, right? So tell me about this motorcycle.
Yeah, well, Your Honor, before I sold the motorcycle to Eric, I allowed him to ride the bike. He rode it. He told me everything was fine. He thought the bike was in fine enough shape. The plastics were a little shot, he told me, just the outer shell of the bike. He would replace those on his own. He had a plan for that. And he told me that he would take the bike as is. I didn't believe there was any real issues with the bike, that it would stop working after a couple weeks. I had no idea. It worked fine for me, and he knew the condition of the bike before he bought it.
And he came to you when, asking you to take it back? In December, as he says?
No, that didn't happen until April. He was making payments like he had agreed to, and it was around April. I have text messages that prove on April 14th that he...
Let's see it. When did he mention the issues?
He mentioned to me in April that the starter was not working, that he was unable to get the bike in working condition, that he was planning on fixing it and selling it, and then paying me the balance that he owed me.
Yes, I'm going to pay for it. Like we've talked about 4 times. I can pay once a month. I'm sorry I skipped out on you a couple of weeks ago, but I had an injury and I couldn't get to work. See, he has all the game. Injury this. Sir, whatever happened to the December communication with him? You told him you were no longer going to pay. As of April 14th, I'm reading a text where you did tell him you would pay. But yes, I will pay you. Another text. Yes.
Correct. Yes, that was my initial, just to get him off my back.
No, it wasn't initial. Initial was December, remember?
Let me correct myself. That was the second time I attempted to try to give back the bike. The first time in December was over the phone when I told him my initial hardship, financial hardship.
All right, and then June 30th, what do you say about that? Because I have a text from there too. What happened in June?
In terms of me losing
You telling him you're going to pay for it.
Oh, this was after months and months of harassment, just text message after text
That's why you
message
told
after
him?
phone call after phone
Because
call.
of
I'm
that?
basically paying him to get him off my back.
Okay. All right.
And it was
Good
what
enough.
I
He's
could-
not off your back yet. You see that? All right. And I have text messages that indicate that you would pay him. Judgment for the plaintiff. I believe he owes you. I don't believe at any point you agreed to allow him to escape liability because of the ignition not working. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
It's all over.
Yeah.
Justice prevails, mother.
All right, man.
Hope you're still wearing those panties.